For small businesses across the country, the past few months have been filled with uncertainty and challenges. That's why TLN is proud to be a part of Canada United, a movement that is helping local businesses across the country. Today, we're talking to Rocco Rossi, President of the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, and Hector Crespo from RBC to learn more about this movement. Rocco, as President of Ontario Chamber of Commerce, you've obviously seen firsthand how small businesses have been affected by this pandemic. So I want to know, for you personally, why do you think Canada United is so important right now?
Well, as you say, Camila, there's been just a tragic crisis for small business. Unlike the recession of 2008, 2009, which was largely a Bay Street recession, this time it really hit Main Street hard. And small businesses lost jobs and revenues at twice the rate that they did in the recession of 2008, 2009. So it's so critical to, as we say, show locals some love, not only to encourage people to shop, but what the Canada United program does in addition is every time someone shares a story, likes, retweets, posts, RBC and the coalition of Canada United companies is going to put 5 cents into a fund for small businesses so that we can help them buy the PPE they need, make the changes that they need to ensure that their facilities are as safe as possible for their employees and their customers.
And now, Hector, when it comes to RBC, I mean, obviously, one of the biggest banks in Canada, and it is important to give back to these businesses, but I want to know, just from your perspective, have you seen that there's more and more small businesses coming in times of crisis? And do you have any numbers that could reflect that?
Well, today we bank a good number of small businesses, about 2/3 of them, and they are, like Rocco said, they're struggling like many of us to deal with this new normal, to deal with declining environment, and so much of our local economies are driven by the support of these small businesses. So. Yeah, it is something that we, as larger companies that have, are on good footing, that can lean in. We leaned into other large organizations and great organizations like Rocco's, the Chambers of Commerce and such, to say, what can we do to get back? And we've tried our best to come up with different initiatives, including Canada United, to do just that, to lean in to provide that support.
And our friends at TLN, who've become one of our media sponsors for the campaign. So thank you very much to you and the entire team.
Of course, I think this Canada United movement is so important to TLN because there are so many immigrants and so many multicultural Canadians that are small business owners, entrepreneurs. They put everything they have into these companies. And right now, of course, is such a difficult time for them. So I do want to know, how is this movement and this information being made accessible to newcomers or people who perhaps don't speak English as a first language?
Well, our hope is to continue to do things like using TLN to also get the message out in Spanish and Italian to very, very large groups within the community. And at the local level, our chambers of commerce in every corner of the province deal with businesses and have members from every community, and also working with other associations, whether it's the Retail Council or CFIB or Restaurants Canada. Again, businesses that are from every single ethnicity and language across the country.
Hector, this feels like such a basic question, but why should Canadians feel incentivized right now to shop local, to support these local businesses, when sometimes it can even be a little pricier? What's the main priority for Canadians right now when you say shop local?
Yeah, it's a great question. They're our neighbors. They're oftentimes our friends. They support those, school programs and sporting events, and they're part of our communities. And my first job was with a small business. It's where many of us get our start, and they also provide great products and services. There's a favorite of mine that I go to when I can, and they're in our communities. the local economies are just as important to the country as it is our own neighborhoods, and it is quite important for us to support those neighbors and friends and colleagues. You don't have to necessarily support with your dollar. The program does offer you other ways of providing support. You can watch a video, you can like our posts. That goes towards an RBC making a 5-cent contribution towards small business relief. And so even if times are tough for you yourself, well, you can join the movement, you can participate by simply doing some of those things. So
if Canadians are back home and they have a small business and they want to get involved, how can they get involved? How can they say, we need help right now?
Well, first off is to go to the website, GoCanadaUnited.ca. Lots of information, both for consumers and for businesses, about how to participate. There will be an application process for the grants. We will open that application process at the end of the campaign, at the end of August, once we know exactly how much in the way of funds we have to deal with, and it will be proportioned per capita across the country, so that businesses from coast to coast to coast will be able to apply into the program.
And at the end of the month, not just funding wise, but just on terms of a social impact, what's the final goal? What will have made Canada United a success?
Look at during this crisis, if there's been one silver lining, and it's difficult to find because there's been a lot of tragedy, a lot of pain, but the amount of collaboration, cooperation across provinces, across levels of government, across party lines, across sectors, the heroism that's been shown by frontline workers, by grocery workers, by truckers, that unity of purpose that has been so critical during the crisis, our hope is that Canada United can be a reflection of that unity of purpose, of bringing Canadians of every walk of life from every corner of the country together to show local some love. And if we do that, we're going to raise a lot of money that we're going to be able to help businesses, but we're going to reconfirm what makes this country the best country on earth, and that is that we take care of each other.
Absolutely. And Hector, for you from RBC, just thinking in terms of long-term, is Canada United something that you hope will continue on for many, many years beyond this month of campaign?
That's the dream, for sure. But we want to make sure this first one is special, right? We know right now more than ever they are in need. And so we're doubling down. We're working with folks like Rocco and many other organizations to make sure we're providing that message, giving them a platform to talk about what they do and how much they need our help, and hopefully showing that incremental spend, that incremental support in any way that it can be, now more so than ever. But absolutely, we don't think this is a singular campaign. We hope it becomes a thematic and a movement that lives for much longer.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us. And remember, to everyone back home, you can get involved using the hashtag Canada United or going to GoCanadaUnited.ca.